Hi, I'm back. What's good? Let's do this. By the time I get inside, Robert's already at the bar ordering 2 whiskeys. I spot a booth in the back and claim it as for us. Robert slides in and hands me a glass. Here's to us and all the property damage and petty larceny that we may commit tonight. We clink whiskeys and I watch him sip his, rather than his traditional approach of slamming whiskey back as quickly as possible. So what's the plan for tonight? Hit some other bars, maybe grab pizza. I think that'll kill some time before we go burn down that old abandoned house in the woods. It's definitely not fun if it's abandoned. Mary pops over the back of the booth, a glass of wine in her hands. She punches Robert in the shoulder. Where was my phone call? Sorry. Figured you were busy sinking your teeth into some poor sap. I am. He's right here. I look around to the booth to seeing a guy sitting across from her. He waves meekly. You replacing me with the new kid? Mary, I could never replace you, whether I wanted to or not. Mary leaves her booth and slides next to Robert. The guy she's sitting with looks mildly relieved. She eyes Robert clean-pressed clothes up and down suspiciously. What? Do you got a court date coming up? I think he cleans up nicely. Pump the brakes, kid. I blush a little. Seriously, though, what's up with you? Robert stares down at his drink. Suddenly looks serious. It's happy. Doctors say it's cirrhosis of the liver. I told that old bag of bones to quit it with the sauce, but it's all he's ever known, especially since Ma's gone. It's why I invited you out tonight. Just didn't want to be alone. Come on. Zach, don't be an asshole. You know the one thing Robert doesn't joke around is happy. Whoops. They're giving him 2 months. I gotta help him straighten out his affairs. Robert, I'm so sorry. Robert takes a long look at his whiskey, eyeing the dim glow of the bar's lights. I look at his life, then I look at mine, and I know history is just doomed to repeat itself. Oh my god. I'm just kidding. He's retired with his new girlfriend in Acapulco. They watch the sunset every night. Probably screw like donkeys. Wait. Aren't rabbits the one who screw a lot? Oh, sorry. Didn't realize you were an expert on which animals screw a lot. Please stop saying the word screw. Robert finishes his drink and slides it away from him. He gets up at the booth. Me and Zach are going to hit the bricks. You coming? Mary casts one glass of the sad sap she's been hunting down as the rest of her wine in one gulp. This place is dead anyways. We exit the bar and find a typically empty street filled with a small crowd of people. At the front is a guy with a really deliberate attitude and a bad posture. He carries a lantern that he shines up at his face for dramatic effect. What's going on? Look like it's one of those walking ghost tours. They do that in this part of the town all the time. I've always wanted to do one of those. You know all the stories are fake, right? Pretty much all my stories are fake. This is research. Robert makes a beeline towards the back of the group. He turns around and he notices that I'm not following him. Come on! Can't just crash it, can we? Don't be such a square, Zach. Just act like you belong. Robert settles up the tour group. I reluctantly fall into step behind him. Well, here goes nothing. Hey! It was in this place in 1694. That was the most infamous witch trials were held. To date, we do not know if the people burned at the stake were actually witches, but it's widely reported that their ghost still haunts this hapless dive bar to this very day. It was actually 1692. What? And the site was over by the copy shop down the road. I'm sorry. Who are you? Daniel McSturgis, ghost historian. And this is my colleague, Dr. Loomis, paranormal investigator extraordinaire. We're touring America's most haunted locations as research for our new book. You may have seen our guest cameo on Paranormal House Hunters Extreme Edition. A couple of people in the group start nodding. Man, Robert's good at this. Are you guys part of the group? I don't remember seeing you at the first stop. We like to keep a low profile. Easier to catch ghosts that way. They've definitely been here. Been standing next to them the whole time. Thank you, random lady who I do not know. As I was saying, the epicenter of paranormal activity can be found at the Coffee Spoon over there. The man who runs it has been plagued by hauntings since he signed the lease. Damn near driven him mad. But whatever you want to say is cool, I guess. It's your tour. Man, I didn't know that about Matt. Wait, Robert's making this up! The rest of the tour group listens intently to Robert's every word. I think the tour guide can tell that he's losing the group. He seems to be getting flustered. Thank you for contribution and knowledge, Mr. Sturgis. Let's move on to the next haunted location. Robert, Mary, and I follow the group down the street. That tour guide's shirt is cool. Yeah, everyone in the group gets one if we make it to the final location. Turn to Robert and grab him on the shoulders. I need that t-shirt. Well, guess we're in this for the long haul then. Just follow my lead. Don't arouse too much suspicion, and we'll have cool ghost shirts in no time. Our group arrives at the old, decrepit, colonial-style house. A quick pause in the tour. My name is Quinn, but most people on this ghost tour call me Tourmaster Quinn. I'm a DJ, trivia master, and part-time actor. I do private ghost hunting events, birthday parties, MC bar mitzvahs, and perform traditional vandalum mime work. Tour Master Quinn gives headshots to all of us. His resume is on the back. Stage combat experience. Anyway, here's a little bit of history for you all. This was the home of the noted American author Dorothy Pembridge, whose prose was widely popular in the late 19th century. It was in the attic of this very home when she wrote classics such as The Diaries of a Victorian Mistress, Lady Fitzwilliam's Courtship, and The Ghost of the Sea Captain Reginald Barclay. She unfortunately died of consumption shortly after the turn of the century, but several people have reported that on some nights you could see a light from this attic, where the ghost of Miss Pembridge continues her latest bestseller. I guess you could say that she was consumed by her work. No reaction from the crowd. This guy needs to work on his dad jokes. Actually, consumption is the popular cover-up. Little known fact is that it was a murder-suicide. I'm pretty sure she died from consumption. Sure. And we definitely didn't hire Stanley Kubrick to elaborately fake the moon landing. That's the watered-down, censored version they teach you in school. But if you can't handle the real story, I understand. It's not for the faint of heart. I think everyone would much rather hear what this world-renowned ghost historian has to say, right, everybody? The group murmurs in agreement. This is a topic we cover extensively in our book, Doctor. Dr. Loomis, would you care to tell the story? Ah, yes. Though it's rarely covered in traditional textbooks, Dorothy Pembridge was caught in a fierce rivalry with fellow local author Arthur Livingston Price. Author's books were blatantly rip-offs of Pembridge's work and consistently sold better. Pembridge was enraged by this, and confronting Livingston Price at his home with plans to end his life. Their bitter feud surprisingly blossomed into a torrid, passionate affair. After many months of secret courtship, Pembridge followed through with her original plan and poisoned Livingston Price in his sleep. Overcome with unexpected grief, Pembridge polished off the last of the poison and died by her lover's side. Reports say that the couples who enter this house will no doubt doom the relationship to a bitter end. Man, I should bring my wife here. The entire group laughs heartily. I'm kidding. My wife is dead. Crowd gasps. She was killed by a ghost. Crowd gasps again. I'm just messing with you guys. Nervous chuckle ripples through the crowd. Tour guide sees this as an opportunity to take back the group and addresses us with some razzle-dazzle. Haha, What an interesting story! Now, I just want everyone to know that the next location is extremely terrifying. If everybody thinks they can't handle it, feel free to excuse yourselves. Alright, I'm bored. Mary turns to a young-looking guy at his phone and taps him on the shoulder. Hey, kid. Fancy buying gal a drink? The guy looks up at her and smiles. Only if the bar is haunted. Honey, I can show you the most haunted place in town. I think I could exorcise your demons, if that's what you're looking for. Don't write checks your dick can't cash, kid. His eyes go wide. Mary salutes me and Robert. Suddenly pulls me into a hug and murmurs into my ear. When you've known Rob for as long as I have, you know when something's wrong. Keep an eye on him for me tonight, okay? Sure, Mary. Good man. Mary pats me on the back and pulls away, takes the guy's hand and leads him down the street. Take it sleazily, fellas. God help that poor soul.